Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about why is 2023 the best year to move to Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like this video and also subscribe, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible, obviously, about Northwest Arkansas. Also, maybe you haven't come down to Northwest Arkansas yet. Maybe you just discovered the area. I have something called the NWA Starter Pack. It's so cool, so fun. It's literally packed of all things NWA, a full package of just Northwest Arkansas. So it comes with, obviously, all the things about the hospitals, all about the schools, all the cool homes here, all the things to do out throughout the year. It is a full starter pack of all things NWA, all things Northwest Arkansas. It is the most amazing starter pack. So enter your information below, obviously. Where can I ship this package to? Your address. Where is this going to go to? Just let me know in your address below and I'll get it shipped out to your home right away. Also, little side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And also, it is my favorite 4-letter F word, free! So enter your information below, your address, and I'll make sure to get that shipped out to you right away. All right, so the first part of this video is gonna be kind of recapping a little bit what I talked about in my previous video. Obviously, why is 2022 the best year to move to Northwest Arkansas last year? But we're gonna kind of recap the first part about that, what we saw, all the cool things that happened, a little bit about that. I'm sure I'll make another video about the recap itself, but we're gonna kind of talk about that video first. And then the next section of the video itself is gonna be what is expected and what's gonna happen in 2023 for Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about a little bit about 2022. All right, so the first thing I talked about why Northwest Arkansas was going to grow so much in 2022, and it is still true this day, and it definitely happened, is the fact that Northwest Arkansas has very affordable housing. Obviously, Fayetteville and a lot of other cities around the area have been on just many charts and internet sites of many publications about why NWA is so affordable, and it has such affordable housing, both for rental as well as home houses. And so it's kind of a package together, like, you know, jobs, income, livability, obviously drivability, cars, like moving around the area. It's all kind of packaged in why NWA is so affordable. And so that was a big driving force for 2022, and it definitely came true. And the second thing I talked about why 2022 is going to be a big growth year for Northwest Arkansas is the fact that we have so many direct flights from NWA to bigger cities. And obviously we added more direct flights to those areas. So that was a big win for NWA because obviously we have a lot of people coming to and fro from the areas and moving here. And so it's a big push to say like, hey, you can move to Northwest Arkansas and have a direct flight from here to there. And so that they added, I think, a couple flights. I'm not sure the exact number, but a couple extra direct flights were added to XNA, which makes a big deal for tourism, traffic, people moving here, the whole thing. So it was a big win for NWA. And the next one we're going to talk about is kind of like pushing together number 3 and 4 of last year together into one. And that was the fact that NWA was going to grow so much is because it's very business friendly and very tax friendly. Now, in the past, Arkansas, the state, has been known to be a little bit higher in state income tax, but over the last 8 years, it's gone down dramatically. And that's because Arkansas has a good balanced budget, has a surplus of money actually to use to deploy against the actual state income tax. And so they've reduced it quite a bit in the last couple of years. And so which has encouraged a lot of businesses, obviously, to move from their state over to Arkansas because of Northwest Arkansas specifically because it is like the gem of the state. And so it's helped out NWA dramatically with that lower state, like that lower income tax for the state itself. And to kind of recap 2022 about obviously what I talked about last year was the compounding growth, which came true this year. The fact that we had such a compounding factor of people moving to the area that would tell more people, that would obviously showcase how awesome this place is. And it would just kind of this compounding effect. And that really did take place this year in 2022. Whoa. Before I jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're using things like Realtor.com or Zillow.com to look for rentals or homes for sale in the area. Way too slow. Don't use them. So I made something called Instant Home Updates. It sounds exactly what it sounds like. It's Instant Home Updates. Wild concept. I know. So enter your information below. Square footage. How many bedrooms do you want? How many bathrooms do you want? Where would you like to live in the area? And there are a lot of good areas to live here. So enter your information below and I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes to moving to Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all things NWA. What communities are coming here? What new businesses are coming here? What big new home builders moving here? Haha. Obviously, if you want to keep up to date with all things NWA, with all the cool things that are happening here, enter your email below, and every single Friday I send an email just kind of talking about all the cool things that are happening here. Little bit of a side note, you will get a little fear of missing out. I do apologize, but I don't apologize. So you will get a little FOMO, but I'll make sure you're the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. Now, let's talk about 2023 and why 2023 is the best year to move to Northwest Arkansas. And the first one we need to talk about is the fact that Northwest Arkansas is a high recreation area. Not only is it obviously the mountain biking capital of the world, not only do we have lakes, we have streams, we have all the different rivers, we have outdoor stuff, we have everything when it comes to recreation in Northwest Arkansas. And there are very few places in America, let alone the world, that you can step outside of your house and be on a trail system or a lake or a river, or if you want to do something outdoors recreationally, there's very few places in the world that you can just do that from your home. And so that's what makes NWA so special and kind of unique, is the fact that it's a high recreation area and it is a focus of the area itself. And that is one of the major reasons why people are moving here in 2023, is because high recreation, people are tired of being indoors. People are tired of driving everywhere for hours to get to a place to do something. It's like, why don't I live in a place where I can literally step outside my house and then go to the thing I want to do? Makes sense to me. And number two is kind of a throwback to 2022, haha. And that is that housing is still very, very affordable here in Northwest Arkansas. Now, the goal for Northwest Arkansas, especially the council, has always been that we want to make housing affordable for firefighters, teachers, and policemen. That is the baseline. And so they are avidly, I would say, very purposely trying to create housing and environments and cutting red tape and making sure that everyone that is in that category can afford a home. And I love that, because I don't want to live in a highfalutin, out of control, expensive area. That's not why I love this area. It's why I moved here from Chicago, is because that area is a dumpster fire and it just creates this kind of unsustainable effect. And so Northwest Arkansas has built a very sustainable growth pattern that allows, obviously, affordable housing to be built in the area by doing a lot of the things that they've done to allow affordable housing. And so that's part of the reason why NWA will grow so much in 2023, is for that specific reason. And the third reason why 2023 is the year to move to Northwest Arkansas is the fact that there is so much big money moving here. So big money. But it's funny because there's so many obviously investment firms and startups and businesses moving to Northwest Arkansas. And you're probably thinking what does that make a difference for me? Why do I care? And that's the fact, when other big businesses or even, startups move here, it just helps the consumer overall, because NWA is going to be a hub, and it continues to be a hub and is a hub for so many innovative different, we'll say, industries in all of America. So whether you're in the medical field, or whether you're into obviously outdoor field or recreation, whether you're into obviously startup culture and even Web3 to some extent, or even if you're just, you want to build, you want to be in construction, you want more of a, plumber, obviously building, construction, there are so many opportunities here, and more money is being put in here because of those reasons. And so as a consumer, as someone who lives here, obviously, and maybe you will too, but it's going to be one of those things where it just benefits the actual area itself, because we just get to experience better, more awesome things in Northwest Arkansas. So that's a good reason why, 2023 is going to be a major year for NWA. And number four was the fact that NWA, Bentonville specifically, got chosen as the headquarters, the HQ, the big kahuna, as the actual place for U.S. mountain biking, the U.S. mountain biking team. So this is going to be the place where obviously people come across America to train and be obviously on the U.S. team for mountain biking. Now, previously there's been places like Colorado and other places around America, but Bentonville has cemented itself as the capital of mountain biking across America, and maybe at some point we can say across the world. So that is the hope and dream that I have at some point. But Bentonville is definitely cemented itself as that key place. And NWA is just going to benefit more and more and more from it. Because obviously, as these events come into play, as these new teams come to the area, people will come all across America to train and become mountain bikers in NWA. It's going to just bring more fun things to the area. It's going to bring more businesses. It's going to be more recreation. It's going to be one of those things where it's a compounding effect. Again, is that if Bentonville is the U.S. mountain biking capital of the world, that means more biking companies are going to come here. That means that more, even why not rock climbing companies? If it's a recreation area of America, it just makes sense. So if you enjoy the outdoors, if you want to be outdoors more, if you want to obviously, exercise and be healthy and all those different things, NWA is a perfect place for that, because it is truly a recreation, outdoor enthusiast area. And once again, U.S. nationally has recognized it as the place for them to train in all of America. And last but certainly not least is the fact that we are planning on lowering the state income tax even lower than we are currently. Now, we have a new governor that is going to start, I think, in January, or February. But new governor, obviously, you can be talking about more lowering the actual state income tax for Arkansas. Because of the fact that Arkansas has such a healthy budget when it comes to what happens in the state of Arkansas, it seems like Arkansas manages their money very well, maybe compared to other states, Illinois. But Arkansas does a very good job with managing money. And, part of it is like, why don't we lower the state income tax to obviously give people living here more money in their pockets to spend in recreation and obviously businesses and startups and different stuff like that to buy products and as consumers, obviously, or save. But the fact is that not only is that, but it's also a, kind of an incentive for businesses to move here. Because if we can get the actual state income tax from I think it's 4%-ish down to 3 or 2, that's a big incentive for companies to move their whole employee staff up here versus some other states that have a higher one. So I'm sure they're going to use it as more of a, marketing time, but it's going to benefit us as well. And that's why 2023 is going to be an amazing year to move to Northwest Arkansas, is because we are on track to lower the state income tax here very, very soon again. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary link below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. So go ahead and download it, use it when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour, so I can kind of show you around the whole area, Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville, the whole thing. I can show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, let's see you in the next one.